Big news yesterday, Daniil Kyvat out of a drive at Toro Rosso, and he will be replaced by the young Frenchman Pierre, the current reserve and test driver for Red Bull. Let's take a look at the official message on tororosso.com website by team principal Franz Tost. He basically came out to say that Pierre is the next in line at Red Bull for this opportunity, and he has shown that he deserves it, having taken the 2016 GP2 title and this year being very competitive in the Japanese Super Formula Series. The driver switch will give us an opportunity to make a more informed decision regarding the 2018 driver choices. And then Pierre goes on to thank everyone at Red Bull, including Dr. Helmut Marko, Scuderia Toro Rosso, and I'm sure he missed him out, but he was obviously very grateful to Dietrich Mateschitz, the owner of Red Bull. So the team principal of Toro Rosso then went on to state that for a variety of reasons, some of them due to technical problems, but others being the mistakes of his own making, Daniil Kyvat has not really shown his true potential so far this year, which is why we are standing him down for the next races. This will give us an opportunity to better evaluate Pierre on track during a proper race weekend. So in this video I'm going to cover 3 points. The first thing I'm going to talk about is Pierre and how he does deserve this opportunity, but my question is, will his success in lower categories transpire in F1? The second question is about the Honda engine deal, and did this ignite this change of driver lineup? And the third and final one is about a young upcoming rookie Japanese driver called Matsushita and how he played an integral part in this driver change. So we're going to look at those 3 points, and I'll try not to blabber on too much. Quickly, I'll cover Daniil Kyvat. Now, Daniil Kyvat came into Formula 1 in 2014 with Toro Rosso. Had a pretty uneventful year, finished behind his teammate at that time in the Drivers' Championship, Jean-Eric Vergne. He then went to Red Bull Racing, had a pretty uneventful year again, with only one podium in Hungary at the Hungarian Grand Prix. And then in 2016, he started the season with Red Bull up until he had a terrible incident with Sebastian Vettel, where when I watched it, I thought he was actually on drugs, where he went into Vettel 2 times in the first 2 corners. It was absolutely madness, and I've got a video which you can see now. He was a man on a mission. I don't know what he was thinking or what he was smoking, but it was absolute madness. That caused the demotion of Daniil Kyvat to Toro Rosso and was replaced by Max Verstappen. So I believe this was the catalyst to his demise. Ever since then, he's never really recovered. And I was surprised to even see him in the 2017 championship. I think unfortunately Red Bull had no other option than Toro Rosso. They had no other junior drivers to promote, as they were all either too inexperienced, or Pierre himself was still in the process of completing his Red Bull Junior program, so he wasn't ready to step up. So I think he was on borrowed time anyway, so it was inevitable. Now, unfortunately, Daniil Kyvat made himself replaceable. He has only 4 points to his name this season, and he's 19th in the Drivers' Championship. They have absolutely nothing to lose by replacing him. So unfortunately, poor old Daniil Kyvat, but he has no one else to blame except for himself. Now we're going to take a quick look at the young rookie Pierre, just have a look at his bio quickly. The first thing about him is he won the GP2 championship in 2016. I remember watching this. He was definitely an upcoming talent. He did fantastic that year. I very, very much enjoyed watching him racing. And then after that, he went to Formula E briefly. He did 2 races there, and amazingly managed to get a 4th place in his 2nd race. Very impressive. And then he went on to, which he's doing this year, is the Super Formula Japan series. Now, he's done an amazing job so far, considering this is his first year in Super Formula. He's already 2nd in the championship and has two wins to his name already, which even the current championship leader doesn't even have. So he's definitely proven himself. You know, I think that he deserves this chance to at least prove himself this year, at least show what he can do, and then if he makes the cut, then he deserves the drive for next year. So he's got a great opportunity, and I'm sure he won't mess it up. Now we're going to look at the second thing. The second thing is about the Honda powered Toro Rosso next year. They've switched to Honda, which I think is a pretty risky move, but it's what they've done. Obviously, they no longer want to put their focus on driver development for next year. Their core focus should be and will be on engine development. Not only do Toro Rosso have a lot relying on this decision and this partnership, but also Red Bull as well. So I think next year they don't want to be messing around with driver lineup and having conflicts and trying to find ways to improve drivers, etc. They want to make sure that the focus is on the engine. So I think that this is a big reason why this driver change has happened so quickly. So the third thing in this video is about a young upcoming driver called Matsushita. He's a Japanese driver. He's heir to the Panasonic fortune. This year he's currently sitting 6th in the championship. He's had success in Japanese championships before. He's had two seasons in GP2, now called Formula 2. He is also backed by Honda. They have a big investment in him, and he is kind of like their protege, the next Takuma Sato or whoever, or Kamui Kobayashi. So they have a lot riding on him, and they pushed him in a McLaren role, sort of as, you know, working on the simulator. But however, I think that they are going to push Toro Rosso to put him in the drive next year. They want him alongside Pierre Gasly. I think it's probably going to be in the terms of contract that they must have at least one Japanese driver, like they've done in the past. So I think that we will see him next year. The only problem is he currently doesn't have enough points for a super license, which you need to race in Formula 1. So I think that Toro Rosso are playing it safe and just making sure for next season, and by the end of this season, they have at least one driver they know will be reliable and is up to the test. There's a lot changing that season next year. They don't have time to be messing around with drivers. And all in all, I think that's the reason why they made this change. I think it was a good idea. I think they had nothing to lose. I do feel sorry for Daniil Kyvat. However, he had nearly 4 years to prove himself in two different teams, and he made nothing of it. So tell me what you think. What's your opinions about the Honda Toro Rosso partnership? What do you think of the new upcoming Japanese rookie driving for them next season? And do you think Pierre Gasly will hack it in Formula 1?